Come with me to get my last haircut in Tijuana. I'm gonna let you guys know how much I paid, what it's like to get your haircut in Mexico, and as you can see, I am in desperate need of a haircut. But watch this transformation. This is the barbershop right there that I'm going to, VIP Barberia. Just got back from the barbershop here in Tijuana, and you guys can definitely see why I'm gonna miss my barber here. And not only that, you're not gonna believe what I paid for this haircut. Compared to what I was paying in the US, compared to what I was paying in the US, y'all ain't gonna believe what I was paying for this haircut. So let's go inside and talk about it. Come on. Let me start off by saying before we get into this haircut that this was my last haircut in Tijuana. I'm sad about that, but I am super excited for what's to come next. I'm actually leaving, I'm moving away, moving completely abroad. In just a couple days, I'm going to Southeast Asia, specifically Malaysia, specifically Kuala Lumpur. And I'm really excited about this next chapter. My barber here in Tijuana has been amazing. He is great. We're going to talk all about it, and you guys can already see how fresh this haircut is looking. So let's go ahead and get into it. My haircut is fire, man. So I have a mohawk haircut going on. I've been having this forever. Anybody that knows me knows this is my signature cut. Skin fade on the bottom, blended up, rounded in the back, and nice little trim on top. Now, let's talk about the barbershop. It's called the VIP Barberia, and it is like about 15 minutes from me where I'm in like Independencia, which is like right next to like Revolucion, the downtown area. And so from here by Uber, it's about 15 minutes and it's so worth it. I found these guys online by like, I think TikTok or Instagram. And I just saw a bunch of barbers and I saw the barbershop and I started like looking through each barber's like work and I found Tony, who is my specific barber. Dude is great, man. He's been cutting me since I've been here. Doesn't speak any English really, and it doesn't matter because when it comes to haircuts, all you need to do is show a picture or use the translator app. But as a former barber, I always recommend people to use a picture, especially if you're in a place where you don't speak the same language, because it's a really easy translation just to show a picture, and the barbers automatically like know what to do. So always show a picture. I showed him a picture. He immediately got it. Everything's great. Haircut has always been smooth every time. Now let's talk about the services. So this barbershop actually is a barber slash tattoo shop, and I haven't not gotten a tattoo there, but looks like they do good work. But it's a two-story barbershop. You got the tattoo shop and another barber on the top. Then you got like most of the barbers on the bottom. And my guy Tony has like his own individual suite. I don't know if he's just been there for a long time or maybe he's a owner or I have no idea, honestly. We didn't really talk too much about that, but he's definitely really good at what he does. You know, me, I've been a barber for 13 years before I switched to remote stuff, so I know what to look for when looking for a barber. So if you guys are thinking about coming to Tijuana just to get a haircut, Tony's your guy, or at least anyone inside the VIP Barberia. They all look like they do great work, so definitely go check them out. I only go to Tony just for my haircut. I like to actually do the beard myself, but when I go to Tony for the haircut, it actually includes multiple services. So the haircut includes a haircut, shampoo wash, product or enhancements if you like, and also a massager like on your shoulders with like a little machine, and that's all included in this haircut package. He's usually done within like 30 to 40 minutes. He's pretty quick, he's really good, and it's crazy how much it costs for all these services because his work is outstanding, the vibe in there is great, the music they play is great, everything like about this place. They also offer you water or drinks or anything like that. Everyone in there is pretty friendly, and it's just crazy how much you pay for all this because in the US, you're paying a crazy amount for this nowadays. And this is coming from a barber, man. I was a barber for 13 years. 13 years. I worked in all types of barber shops. I know the industry well. I've also had my own shop for a while. So I know very well about the prices, how it works, and everything. I was also one of those barbers that charged a lot as well because hey, time is money. And if you are good and you have been doing this for a while, I completely understand. Now, my boy Tony, I tip him well well because like I know how it is in the US, like how much we charge and then they expect tip and all these things. And out here he's charging so low for such a great service. And so I always tip him well because I always want him to be excited to cut my hair when I come back. And I know myself, I'm definitely not one of those like annoying customers because I'm a barber and I know what an annoying customer is. So I tip him well. I let him do his cut. I don't turn my head and look in the mirror every 5 seconds. Stop doing that. And yeah, so definitely tip your barbers well. They will always be excited to cut your hair. Even if you are a little annoying, they will be excited to cut your hair just because you tip really well. Right now, the average haircut in California, not the US, but in California, because I was, getting my haircut in San Diego, average haircut's about 50, $60. I would say a lot of shops right now are charging around 60, 70, but the average is probably around 50, 60, and that's just for the haircut, not including the beard, just the haircut. So if you're adding the beard as well, some of these places are charging you around 90 to 100, and then you're adding tip on top of that. So you're spending anywhere from like 100 to maybe 120 depending. And yeah, and then you also want to make sure you're going to a good barber if you're paying that kind of money, right? So yeah, that's the prices in the US right now. So I just want you to understand that comparison to what I'm paying here in Tijuana, because sometimes in out there in San Diego or in the US, like they are not doing the same type of service that they're giving me here and you're paying way more. You understand? Now for the price reveal. So here in Tijuana, Mexico, with my guy Tony out there in the VIP Barberia, I am paying just for a haircut, but including all those services that I mentioned, I am paying 300 pesos. 300 pesos is equivalent to 17 USD. $17. That's it for all that. Great service, all that included. Your hair washed already, don't have to worry about that, and just a great haircut all around. Like $17, 300 pesos. It's crazy, but I tip him well. That's what I'm saying. You guys have to tip well. You can't just come here, pay a cheap ass haircut, and just keep paying that cheap ass haircut every time. Like, you got to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? You're in their country. They're the ones, giving you this great service. You don't speak their language, nothing like that, and you're coming just to pay a cheap price. No, take care of them. Tip them well. You don't have to tip them to where you're spending like $60 on the cut, but just tip them well. You know what I mean? Don't give them $2 or $3 or $5, nothing like that. It's gotta be a good amount. Okay, so yeah, so I pay $17, 300 pesos here in Tijuana, Mexico, and that is like the average because I went to another barber before I found him, and dude also charged me 300 pesos. You're paying, I would say, from what I looked around, like the average is anywhere between like 300 to like maybe probably around like 300 to 400 pesos. So it's less than $20 for a haircut. And if you find the barber you like, you tip him well, he's gonna want you to come back and things are gonna go well for you. So if you want to cross over to Tijuana just to get your haircut, highly recommend the VIP Barberia. Highly recommend Tony. Come check it out. Make sure you tip your barbers well. And that is my last haircut in Tijuana, Mexico. Okay, they do such a good job. Take one last look at it, but it's all good because one thing about me from being a barber for the last 13 years is I know how to find a barber. Everyone always complains about, man, it's so hard to find a barber. I get it. It is hard to find a new barber when you're in a new place. But if you know how to work social media to your advantage, you can find a new barber in your city. There's always at least one good barber in your city, and like you just have to do the research. You have to look, take recommendations also. If you see somebody with a nice haircut, ask them where they got their cut at, and they can recommend you as well. So make sure you're on the lookout. And if you need to find a new barber, use social media, use Instagram, use TikTok. You will be able to see their work. You'll be able to see like the type of person that they are. If they don't use social media, then hopefully you get like a recommendation from somebody. But that's the best way to find a new barber. And I'm going to find a new one in Malaysia. I will find one in Malaysia. So I'm excited about that. and I'll probably make a video when I do find one, okay? And how much the price is and all that good stuff. So I'm excited for that. But stay tuned for the journey. Stay tuned for the chapter. Make sure y'all follow me for more. And yeah, let's get it. 2026.